You mentioned before the addiction crisis, and that's, I mean, as I mentioned, a big one in the West that's facing it. The US with the fentanyl crisis that's going on there.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson was a big story which blew up in the world, where he had a huge problem with fentanyl. He almost died while he was in Russia on, I think, the benzodiazepines that he was on. How do you even begin to address this? I mean, firstly, you've got the problem with the medical profession prescribing this, and you said it so perfectly before. It's like, yep, take this much of that, and then I'll see you next week.
Yep.
Like, it's like, hang on. How long should I be on this before it's a problem?
Yep.
Am I going to get addicted to this? It's like, where is the knowledge and the consent on all this? What's your thoughts on that whole topic? Because it scared me when I saw it.
It's a big topic. And I think we can go deep down into look past the forest and look into the tree of particularly one product or one type of addiction. But deep down, I've got a lot of compassion for addictions because I've been through it. And so I kind of term the form of addiction to what I call coping mechanism. Most people, and it's a thing I talk about with my clients and my groups, is that, all disease within the body is an acidic issue. But then if you go a little bit deeper, why do we have that acidic issue? Then I go, the root cause of an acidic body is actually a deceived and a distracted mind. And I think we're very much living in that world. How distracted are we, right? They say one element of distraction, so you get a notification, a ping on your phone, you look at that, you've lost 15, it takes 15 minutes to get back into focus.
Oh, right.
So, and they've said that on average.
If I can just take 20 seconds of your time, I apologise for interrupting this clip. If you'd like to support Turning Point Australia and what we're doing to help keep the lights on and keep the work going moving forward, please check out our website at tpaust.com.au. We've got a range of merchandise, whether it's the Make Australia Great Again hat, whether it's the other shirts that we have, or the educational maps that we have. Please go and support. If you don't want to buy any merch, that's fine. You can also support us by buying us a coffee and becoming a regular subscriber for as little as $4 a month. I'll let you guys get back to it. Thank you so much.
We're distracted. We look at our phone every 10 minutes. So we're not really focused. We're always somewhere else and not present. And then I say the reason for that is just due to a restless soul. But I think all addictions come down to a form of stimulation that we are wanting because we don't feel rested. And when we do get rested, we don't feel safe rested because it's a very unfamiliar feeling. And that's something I had to go through myself, and was like, I should be doing something, because we live in a world where we praise productivity. And if you're laying back and doing nothing, and you're just maybe having a fire, or you're out on the beach, and we're very much in, let's say, cultures like Italy where they have a siesta, right? If we were to do that here in Australia, you'd be called a lazy person.
Yeah.
Right? But they live a very healthy life because they live that life where we don't, where it's deemed unproductive, and therefore it's not praiseworthy. So I think a lot of addictions come down to, really, if we're looking at it from a bigger viewpoint, is we are doing it because we've been told this lie that being productive is the best way. And are you really being productive? So, I'm sure people like the likes of, Jordan Peterson and many others, they are on these massive stimulants because they're at another level. Like there's a lot of demand for those individuals. And so how do they keep up to that demand? They need something. And so, yeah, it can be quite dangerous. And young people talking about being addicted to gaming, that's another thing. We're now looking at children where I forget the TV show, but there was a TV show done for babies or young infants. And they did basically this massive study. There was a YouTube documentary on it. I don't know if it's still up. It may have been taken down. Interesting how things get silenced. That they purposely made sure that every 1.5 seconds the scene would change within this. They had different colours that would very much stimulate and hijack the baby's brain. They would also put subtitles on it, which even adults couldn't read because it went so quickly, just to have another distraction. And they found that literally the children that were on it, they were in this comatose state. And once they got off it, they're just crying like an addict doesn't get their fix. And they're saying it's actually damaging these young people's brains. We've never had that before in our age before.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what we're doing to these young people.
Yeah.
You're really careful. So there's addictions on all levels. We don't even realize that we're addicted. And I think everyone is addicted, me included. We're mainly addicted to food, and we're addicted to our thoughts.
Yeah.
And this is where, like, silence, you know, God says, be still and know that I am God. Like, most people can't be still. I've got a really good friend who's training to be a professional CrossFitter, and he's killing it. Like, he did have you heard of, I think it's 75 hard or something of this nature? I tried it. I couldn't do it. It was too intense.
A friend of mine did it.
Yeah, yeah. And then I started doing a lot of meditation and stillness, and he's like, I can't do that. I'm like, dude, what do you mean? Like, you're working out like 4 hours a day, you're pushing weights, like you're a strong person. He's like, I can do that. I can't be still for 10 minutes.
Same.
Right?
You're the same.
It's a
you
different...
got TikTok brain, do you?
I get agitated, yeah.
You get agitated, right?
Yeah, but again, that's because you're kind of weaning off this high stimulant. And it's like when we wean off and we're like, that's like kind of scratching a little bit, I've got this addiction, like this is really hard. So we obviously want to do it in doses, start a minute, work your way up. Yeah. But honestly, I feel like that's where a lot of healing happens, is in the stillness, is just coming back to the parasympathetic nervous system and allowing ourselves to rest, because that's where we heal, you know? Jesus, what did he say to us? You know, people, he's like, all you who are heavy burdened and weary, come to me and I will give you another project. He didn't say that. I'll give you another thing to be successful. He's like, come to me and I'll give you rest. Because he understands that that's where we heal. And rest is a very a foreign thing in the West. So that's what I teach my clients, what I teach a lot of people, is to really heal, do the lifestyles, but we got to come back to that essence of rest and what that looks like.
Thank you so much for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed this particular clip. If you want to support this show and keep the lights on and support everything we're doing at Turning Point Australia, please head to tpaust.com.au, where we've got hats, we've got shirts, we've got maps. And if you don't want to buy any merch, that's perfectly fine. If you want to just buy maybe a cup of coffee a month, for as little as $4 a month, you can help us get a small long black to actually support the show and actually keep things going. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later.